somersaults from time to time.
That's right.
Yep. Somersault enthusiast. That's they don't. I think they have that.
You have that Orisa, and you're basically just playing the corner of the point and poking away with that McCree. When you have that barrier, you'll always have that edge.
Right, and you gain access to, from the Dallas side, you gain access to such a powerful ultimate. When you compare Graviton Surge to Deadeye, there really is no comparison in terms of usefulness right now. There's a Deadeye coming in. Yang Long gets closer anyway. I shouldn't have trash-talked Deadeye as it came through for the Hunters there. AKM down as well. Seems like a bit of resetting coming in, but OG not ready to go quietly into the night just yet. Trying to force the Hunters off the point, but it's a little bit of a one-man job as Note is being forced back, and he's D-mech now, and OG barely gets out, but unsuccessful attack for Dallas.
And if it's not working with the Primal Rage, Doa, you have to make a change, I think, on this Winston right now. Or you got to think about your composition in a different way. AKM only sitting at about 30% of the Graviton Surge so far. Chengdu, plenty of ultimates to sort of ride out the rest of this point.
Yeah, I mean, ultimate economy-wise, it kind of should be over for the Hunters. I mean, they've got the tools they need to close this one out as long as they play it efficiently. See if they can.
Yeah, I really don't know about this. So if it's not going to work when you have Primal up, how are you going to break this bunker right now? You've got 15% to do it. What's the play, Dallas Fuel?
Despite all their rage, Hunters still have fuel in the cage, it seems like.
That's true.
Well, Yang Jalong. All right, flashbang, absorbed by the Winston barrier. They're going to walk into that now. Rally up for Dallas, so they've got the armor at least. They are forcing the Hunters back a little bit, maybe, with the self-destruct. No, that's not going to get anything out of them. Ameng a little bit low. Now they're going to come back in with their sound barrier. Yang Jalong has the Deadeye available, but not the time to use it. Oh, he didn't get behind the pillar. Whoa, his like arm was sticking out or something like that. That was, I would have thought I was safe there too if I were Yang Jalong. And kind of inexplicably, Dallas able to flip the point.
Yeah, I mean, they come in, and not only that, though, but they're going to get AKM all the way there with the Graviton Surge right now. That was quite odd. Chengdu.
What a turnaround.
This is an opportunity for them to change over to a 3-3 comp and get an ultimate advantage after a few economy pushes, but they say no.
That's a little bit surprising, actually, because they do have plenty of time, like you said, to build ultimates, but they're going to stick with this. How are they going to enable the Deadeye, though?
It's already been a little bit weird compositionally. Supercharger going to come down, but they don't have line of sight. Easy for the fuel just to fall back.
Yeah, what do you really use the supercharger for? Does it even?
I don't know why they dropped it.
Like, yeah. All right. It's like the super sad charger instead. Here's a Deadeye. All right, everybody just backs around the corner. That's going to pave the way. Oh, AKM!
Oh, the flashbang!
Oh, no! The
huge flashbang!
That flashbang hit like 3 people. All right, this round is weird. But the Hunters are going to be able to take the point back, and they are 99% already. OG has to disengage despite using the Primal, and that was like the world's best flashbang as it basically won Hunters around. That was, all right, that's a way to start a match.
I like how they speed boosted the McCree during the Deadeye to catch AKM out there. So using the Lucio speed, just get a little bit faster on the approach, and then those poor Dallas Fuel players clustered up in the flashbang.
I don't know. That was one of the most successful flashbangs in competitive Overwatch history right there. That was a big one.
It was something, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What a strange round.
That was a very weird round. But as the dust settles, the Chengdu Hunters come out with a point here, so they are 1 round away from winning Ilios if they can pull it off here on Lighthouse. But Dallas looking like they might actually run that McCree again. Gonna be the Pharah from Hunters. Shinmu getting to go over to what I would consider to be his signature hero, Long John Long, on the Sombra now.
And this time Dallas Fuel rolling out with the McCree and the Winston will work against the competition. And we're seeing from the Chengdu Hunters, they are running Unko on the Ana to provide a little more pressure in the sky, but it is a little bit more challenging. Most teams would run Moira on Lighthouse simply because of the AoE healing she consistently outputs while you're on the point.
Right, and able to bounce around that orb in there too can do a lot of damage if you choose to do it that way too. Either way, Dallas Fuel a little bit closer to the point, but they have to fight the Hunters off. Yang Jalong a little bit low, as is Ameng. And the Dallas Fuel get the percentage early rather. Hunters need to play this one a bit carefully, but they haven't lost anyone yet.
Oh,
Jitmu! Ooh, AKM! Oh! And Spare, as he is the Last pin knocked down there.
He's a first spin.
First pin.
They'll get the spare, though, I'm pretty sure, Doa.
I mean, the first will be last and all that. Closer takes out Young Jalong. It's a melee frenzy on the point right now. Yveltal comes in for the res. Jinmu takes out Note, and it looks like the Hunters are just going to be able to walk in and flip it.
And they're back to doing Hunters things here. A few members left alive on the side of the Dallas Fuel. As Yang Xiaolong looking for that opportunity to come in with the EMP. 5 volts, only the minefield used on the flip from the Hunters.
Pretty much. You ever wonder if Sombra's translocator lands face down, if she would just kind of like get... Oh, what a sleep
wow.
Jinmu! Whoa, they cannot keep him alive after that. Unko came to play today. That was sick.
It gets him right as he hovers over the top of that building. Excellently done, AKM, trying to build up that EMP.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Nano Boost used as well. Yveltal trying to stay alive, pops the ultimate to do just that. Self-destruct coming in. Meanwhile, Dallas Fuel with their sound barrier all over Ameng on the point piece, getting a lot of healing from the Mercy. That doesn't help Kyo, though, as OG finds that pick. Now I'm just trying to disrupt the rest of the Hunters anyway. Ooh, that was a close call.
Yeah, Barrage is still up and available, but OG picking up a lot of kills with the Primal Rage.
Yeah, all right, Dallas on the verge of flipping the point. They finally do it. Any changes coming in from the Hunters, I wonder? Probably not. We'll see. Kyo did go over to the Ana. That is a change.
Yeah, they are holding on to that Barrage. And you do see the minefield about to activate here for Ameng.
Yeah.
Of course, a small point like this one can be completely covered by those mines. AKM looking for that EMP opportunity. And
whoa!
Barrage.
From on high, Jinmu comes down with a barrage on Unko. You cannot sleep dart. That's what has already killed you. AKM down again. Direct hit from that rocket. And this is what Jinmu brings to the Chengdu Hunters. Stellar Pharah play and a point flip.
Well, there's been a lot of cool individual plays here, Doa.
Yeah.
Excellent sleep darts from Unko. Jinmu hacked, but still managing to find those rocket direct hits. Now Yang Xiaolong going to be the one with the EMP in this next engagement. Dallas Fuel going to be struggling to retake this point.
Pretty much. EMP up for the Hunters. Unko already down as Jinmu finds him again. More revenge for that sleep dart Note. Catches the Sombra, though. He couldn't get out of that one.
And really, that was great because the pack was hacked there on the side of the Fuel, so he couldn't get the Mega Health Pack.
Yeah. Worked out pretty well. Hunters with a lot of ultimates at their disposal. In just a moment, they're going to have that Nano Boost as well. And Jinmu's going to have another Barrage, so maybe a Nano Barrage on the way here to deliver the point to the Hunters on the map as well. We'll see. He's going in.
Here it comes.
Nano Boost onto OG instead. Big anti-heal. Oh, there's the sleep dart onto Jinmu, but he did take down OG before he got slept. Oh, he gets away! What? Sleep me once, shame on me. Sleep me twice, you're dead. That's how it works. The Hunters cleaning up. Note does get the kill onto Elsa's mech, but they're going to need a lot more than that.
Just rocket jumping off of Unko's body when he comes to try and deal the finishing blow by using that biotic grenade.
Wow.
They're still alive here, but they've got to get these Dallas Fuel players off the point.
Who's grounding who now? In that mother-daughter relationship. Jinmu takes down OG. Hunters looking pretty good here as long. Oh, Closer with a nice pick, though, and maybe Dallas has a chance to walk back in here. I don't know. Zachary's on the wrecking ball, just kind of swinging around. Into the minefield, though. He's not going to live through that, and despite the efforts, it's going to be tough. OG coming in with the Doom Fist now. Note gets one. Dallas Fuel scrapping together a possible flip here. They're so close. It's 99% for the Hunters. Dallas just trying to stay alive in this map. There's a hack onto OG. He will go down. And the Hunters, despite the effort, looks like they might be able to hold it. They've got more people coming back. But Dallas Fuel barely clinging to life.
I mean, the Valkyrie is out now, though. Jinmu's coming back with a barrage. EMP has been activated.
I think they've got it now. There's a barrage coming in. Unko down, and the Hunters manage to hold on. Get the 2-0 on Ilios. That was pretty action-packed, wasn't it?
It was sloppy, but it sure was fun to watch. A ton of interesting individual plays there. Chengdu Hunters get their second map of Stage 3 and an early lead in this series.
Quick break and map number 2 in just a minute.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. and by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Time to raise my DPS. Behind the button. Special attack. Nerf this.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. The Guangzhou Charge were coming up against the Chengdu Hunters in Game 1 of their set when Rio hit around the corner waiting for the right opportunity to ult. As soon as Hotba threw in Diva's mech, Rio charged in and set up the triple kill.
Welcome back, everybody. It's a 1-0 lead for the Chengdu Hunters in a wild and crazy couple rounds on Ilios, but if that's any indication, I think we're in for a pretty sick match, just like the sick flashbang that Yang Xiaolong delivered to the Dallas Fuel in like 3 people after one-shotting AKM. That was one for the ages.
It was a good time. And now to a map that has been pretty unique strategically for the Dallas Fuel, and that will be Paris.
All right. Should be fun. One of our newer maps in Overwatch will be the Assault map Paris. And we'll see if Dallas can tie things up again. We know they've got a great strategy defensively. Doesn't look like they're going to bust it out, though. I was expecting the Orisa Winston. I think it's a good strat, but they're going with something a bit more normal this time.
I mean, a lot of times they play that. They're playing it against 3-3 on attack.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know, if you have a lot of DPS heroes, I imagine there's some reluctance because the Orisa is somewhat stationary, and so can be difficult to keep her protected. Go for the mobility of the Winston and the Diva instead, so that you can kill the people who are trying to flank you. You can reposition quickly onto the low HP DPS targets.
Oh, Unko, the primary target of Jinmu here. He knows Unko's the only one that can really give him any trouble on the Pharah. And this is the trouble you run into when you're playing against the Hunters in this situation. You need to have a way to handle Jinmu's Pharah, and right now they just don't seem to have it.
They're trying to struggle through right now.
They're trying.
There's no Zenyatta any longer on the...
All right, never mind.
Well, Unko going to be able to take out Jinmu, so that eliminates the most pressing threat.
I mean, that's exactly what we were saying, right? It's on Unko to handle this Pharah, and if he can't, then Jinmu's just going to continue to run rampant. During that, he did build up a barrage, so Chengdu coming back into this with some good ults.
It will be a little bit of a trick. Also, if you know the Pharah is going to be there, having the Diva on your side really mitigates a lot of what the barrage can do.
You can.
Gotta get down with the Matrix.
All right. Yang Xiaolong hit with the bio grenade. Barely gets out with his life. Jinmu waiting for a chance with that barrage. AKM looking a little bit vulnerable there. The pressure comes in from the Winston. Here we go. There's the grab. He's going to drop the barrage. Zachary and AKM paying the price for it. Ameng does go down, but it's looking okay for the Hunters right now. Ameng left his minefield on the points. That's something for the Hunters to play around. Now OG having to jettison after he gets a kill on Nikio. So that's something anyway for Dallas, but it's still looking good for the Hunters. That said, self-destruct comes in for Note. He caught Jinmu somehow, some way with that. Note down anyways. Jinmu got revenge from basically beyond the grave. And it looks like it's still going to maybe be point A for the Hunters. Are they going to contest? They will. They're going in with the sound barrier. Dallas committing so much with this, but the respawns are real. AKM, oh, they killed Veltal as he couldn't get back up anyway. And actually, at the end of all this, Dallas is going to hold for a bit longer.
Ooh, Nano Boost used late there for the Dallas Fuel, but they still did so much. Unco has been nailing these sleep darts today.
Yeah.
And that's helped Dallas Fuel out of a few sticky situations. They may not have won map one, but look at this. Only a minute and a half left now for Chengdu as Dallas correctly anticipates their respawns coming in.
And Dallas really pulling it out of the fire there. I mean, that's not a fight I think a lot of teams would have even taken. If they decided they had the edge. Now Young Jalong coming into the EMP. Jinmu down already, though. AKM, the one to get the kill this time. Veltal there for the res, but still, Hunter stymied again a little bit. There's the EMP. 4 members of Dallas hacked. Jinmu capitalizing with the kill onto Note here. And there's the barrage. All right, Dallas not leaving themselves too exposed. That took a bit of damage. The minefield, meanwhile, doing work, and there we go. It's all clean up, and now Point A will be taken by the Hunters.
Yeah, just barely off of Yang Xiaolong's EMP. It's a bit disastrous there for a second as Akem was able to pick up Jinmu on the Pharah, but because of that resurrection from the Mercy, didn't end up doing too much damage. Chengdu now making that transition over to the 3-3 composition. Dallas Fuel. Note's going to stay on the Diva, so they're running a very low damage comp right now.
Yep.
Be very reliant on this EMP being successful if they want to repel this attack from the Hunters. Kyo, his positioning so important here to avoid the EMP and get the Transcendence.
Well, he does avoid it there. Gets a Transcendence. Can he keep his team alive through it, though? Another hack comes in on Ameng at the end of that. So less shields for a little bit longer. Now the self-destruct coming in for Elsa, and he catches Unco as Unco tries to flee. Hunters with a real chance to steamroll this one into a point B take. A kill onto OG is going to help, but the respawns are coming fast.
And what the Dallas Fuel was trying to do there, Doa, they were trying to use the bubble to block line of sight on the Trance after the EMP. It didn't work.
AKM killed Veltal. There goes Kyo as well. So Dallas using the respawns, and there goes Young Long as well. AKM hitting some pretty sick headshots to deliver his team here. That was a dangerous moment. 85% of the point taken, but the Hunters repelled.
Yeah, really good swaps. And now Dallas Fuel can go over to the full 3-3. That's why Note wasn't switching over. They wanted to use the EMP and then change. Didn't work according to their first plan, but using that respawn advantage and a quick swap for AKM to pick up a couple of kills on the Widowmaker makes the big difference here.
Yeah, sure does. Dallas Fuel on the defensive. Yet again, 3 minutes in the time bank to deal with. Coming from the Hunter's side, and just a big shatter. Ameng just walks up. OG, where was the shield, man? You can't let your enemy Reinhardt do that. Unco with the Transcendence to try to salvage this fight for the Dallas Fuel, but the Hunters are having none of it. AKM goes down. Self-destruct again coming in. No kills on Unco this time. But that's going to be the point for the Hunters. I want to see a replay of that one. I want to know how Ameng just was able to walk up and shatter like that. That's something that should not happen.
No, Ameng just rolled up and shattered the whole team. That's the dream for a Reinhardt.
It is, yeah. Gold level plays yielding gold level results. Let's see if Dallas can do something on the attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
We are back. Dallas Fuel ending up giving up 2 points to the Chengdu Hunters. 2:40 left in the time bank for them. And OG had some pretty good primals, but it was a rough time on point B with that Reinhardt. Kind of makes you think OG stands for overly generous, as we will see. He lifted that Reinhardt shield at just the right time to let that shatter through, didn't he?
Well, wrong time probably if you're OG.
Oh, right time
Yeah.
for Hunters, but wrong time for OG.
Yeah, that's just one of those situations that, just unfortunate.
Let's take a look at it
Very
again.
unfortunate timing.
Yeah.
Backing up here. Check it out. Getting behind the statue.
Happens to the
Swings
best of us.
the hammer.
And we dropped.
You probably
yeah.
should have had that one.
Yep, that was rough. Well, it happens. Dallas Fuel on the attack now, and they're going to go double sniper for the moment here. But look at this. Major hard point comp coming out for the Hunters here.
Yeah, but this is the great comp from Dallas in order to defeat that. You
Yeah.
have the pressure on the Orisa barrier with the Roadhog and the Storm Arrows.
You've got the Halt to pull people into all the fire from your snipers, the hooks from Roadhog. That's what you do.
Ooh.
Oh, Jinmu. Yeah, it's hard to fly through the air against a double sniper. The res comes in. AKM has already hit some really good shots on the Widowmaker on defense, and he's looking pretty good on offense too. Lining it up. Nice shots on the Jinmu. Couldn't quite finish the job, but it was enough damage to make the Pharah pause for a second. There's the hook on the Ameng, and Dallas wrecking this point so far. Elsa loses the turret. Not the biggest deal, but hey, it's something anyway.
Dallas this year has actually been probably the best Orisa Roadhog team. They're really patient when it comes to setting this up. They don't try and over-aggress into these teams.
Sure, and Yang Xiaolong down, so Zachary just keeping the hits coming. And why not? A little bit of SMG action from AKM. Headshot to finish it. Looking pretty good for Dallas. AKM having to face those rockets, but Zachary there to bail him out. That's point A taken by Dallas. And going back to what you were saying about the Roadhog Orisa comps, Dallas Fuel last year was one of the first teams to
Yes.
really start putting that into regular use.
Yeah, it is an expertise of theirs, and they know exactly how long it's going to take to win against these barrier battles.
Different players, but definitely
Yeah.
a strategy that was put to use a lot by Dallas before a lot of other teams.
Yeah, it's something that their coaches must be focusing on.
Oh
Among
my
solo!
goodness.
Oh my!
You knew he was dead. You knew he was dead, and now the res comes in. Oh, that zones out Yveltal, prevents the res, sets up a kill for Note. That was really well done to keep Ameng dead.
Very good communication. They still have to deal with this Pharah.
That happens, yeah.
Jinmu deals with himself.
Well, Note helps him out there a little bit. Zachary with a kill on the Yang Xiaolong, but OGE struck down from beyond the grave by the Junkrat. Now okay, there's a sleep dart. A little bit of healing comes in. Zachary down, so it looks like the Hunters have a chance to take the point back here. One tick taken already. And Dallas sticking on here for as long as they can, but that's going to be about it. OGE will be delayed a little bit, but it's going to be a hold.
And we're going to look right here at
Oh, I love
Yveltal
this
with a
stuff.
3K, takes out Closer, turns around with the blaster. Goodbye, Zachary, to the melee. And why not another DPS to add to his collection with AKM?
That's what you do. Ignore the res, get kills. That's how you do it. Dallas Fuel. Another try at point B here. They still have 5 minutes in the time bank, so they're looking pretty decent as far as time they have. After these hero comp switches now.
Plenty of time for them.
Ameng. OG now in a lot of trouble too. The Reinhardt's taking a ton of damage, and OG first to fall. Dallas is going to have to back away.
Time to turn around here. DMAC comes through onto Note as well.
Yep.
They're not going to try and stagger, though. Just a little bit of time taken off that clock instead of quite a lot, which is what it could have been. However, throughout that Yang Xiaolong, and the Chengdu Hunters do stabilize in terms of their ult economy. Dallas Fuel, it's going to be probably another minute or two before they can take this point. They simply have to make a couple eco pushes.
Pretty much on board with Yang Xiaolong on that Sombra, looking for a good EMP as he sneaks behind the Dallas Fuel lines, looking for the kill onto Zen. Oh, what a shield bash from Zachary. They found him. And that is Dallas crushing the opportunity for Yang Xiaolong. He decided to try to EMP. I think that one actually might have been canceled. Yeah.
It was canceled,
Really
and that
well
is
done.
huge. That was a situation that Chengdu should have had comfortably. All of a sudden, Dallas Fuel has had time to get their ults online.
Yep.
They are pushing forward. They only have one tick to take here.
Yep. They've nearly got it already, 90% up to 100, and the Hunters have to give it up. Dallas Fuel with much better time bank than their opponents on that one.
Well, that's just a big play to shut down the ulting EMP from the Sombra. Very nicely done by the Fuel as we head into these time bank rounds.
That's right. Extra innings when we come back. Here we go, guys. A 1-minute advantage for the Dallas Fuel in the time bank. 340 to the 240 of the Chengdu Hunters. It's one of those maps, though, where you could see it easily go to an extra time bank round, beyond this one even.
And we are going to just see the same defense from the Dallas Fuel. Standard Winston 3-3. Looks like see the Chengdu Hunters confident in their attacking strategy as well.
Guess so. I mean, why not? Jinwoo's been playing really well on the Pharah, and as many times as Unko has been able to catch him out on that Ana, Jinwoo has still been doing the damage they need. You gotta think Unko's gonna get better and better at handling this, though.
So right now, Dallas Fuel on the retreat, actually using the Winston cooldown to jump cooldown.
Oh, goodbye. Ooh,
back line.
That was the armor pack just in time to save Unko there. Close call, but now OG in trouble. That's the thing, you scare away the Ana, and extra damage goes in onto that main tank. Ameng does go down. Yveltal there with the res, though, so still the advantage for the Hunters on this attack, but now Yveltal goes down. I think that was a good bio grenade if I saw that just before he dropped.
Yeah, but they get the DMAC, and honestly, Chengdu, they can be patient here. Yveltal can get back from the spawn very fast just by flying to one of the allies. So not really a big deal, I think, but having no mech on Note side this entire time during the poke could be a problem.
Yep. OG zoning out Kyo a little bit there as Dallas Fuel re-engages. Jinwoo's still off the side of the point, raining some damage in. There's the EMP from Yang Jialong. Does hit a lot of members of Dallas, but he goes down very quickly. Unko actually ready to kill Yveltal during all of that. And now this barrage had better be big, but note there with the defense matrix, it does nothing. Sleep dart onto Ameng as well.
Uh-oh, Jinwoo doesn't have any heals right now. He's sort of stuck here.
Bye.
And he will take a trip into the drink.
Gonna take a swim. Chengdu Hunters back to spawn. 1 minute remaining. The sleep dart, an attempt to stall out Elsa a little bit more, but they're gonna get a little bit of a stagger anyway.
Yeah, that EMP just ridiculously ineffective from Yang Xiaolong.
Yeah.
Dallas feel more than ready to handle that, and they've got great stall ults. Graviton now up online. Unko is going to be here with a nano boost for OG or Note, depending on where he wants to put that one.
Well, they're doing a really good job of protecting Unko, and, you know, Unko's frankly doing a good job of protecting himself, too. You can see them continuously try to put pressure on him, but so far so good for Dallas. That said, Hunter's back on the point right now. They need 2 ticks. Good start here. There's the grab from Dallas. And it looks like the Hunters are going to be very short on time. And oh no, they're going to lose Kyo. And now it's going to be all but impossible to put together any sort of real attack here for the Hunters.
That minefield and self-destruct were really poor from Chengdu. It was so easy for Dallas Fuel just to retreat into the building and avoid those and re-engage. It didn't buy them enough time to take the point.
Yveltal down. You have to fight 5v6 now if you're the Hunters. Ameng has like no health left. There's no way. There's no way they're taking this point.
In fact, Elsa has to sacrifice the mech sound barrier just as an insurance
to seal the deal. That's right. Jinwoo down, and great hold from the Dallas Fuel.
Well, it is still possible now for Chengdu to win because they did take 39.5%. So first tick completed. We will not be seeing a draw here. We will have a winner on Paris.
Yep. So at the very least, the Hunters giving themselves an opportunity to go up 2-0 in this series. The Dallas Fuel, though, I think with, dare I say, a better opportunity to tie up this series at 1-1 with a win on Paris, rather.
Yeah, you have such a luxury, too, if you're on if you're the second attacker in these time bank rounds on Assault, because especially with 3 minutes and 40 seconds, got time to roll out, see what their comp is going to be. They basically have to, like, what are they going to play? If they play Reinhardt 3-3, even with the Sombra right now, you have options to play like a very DPS-heavy composition, right? Sure. If they're going to play the Winston 3-3, you can play the Rein 3-3 into them and just bully them off the point. The compositional edge you get as an attacker in these scenarios is absolutely enormous.
Yep. And we'll see what Dallas Fuel elect to go with here. It could be more of the same, more of what we saw last time. Zachary right now hanging out on the Pharah. But yeah, there's the swap to the Hanzo, so it looks like it will be the same comp as we saw the first time.
Yeah, they're probably going to change it once they see what Chengdu is running, but maybe they'll go a little bit all in. OG should be out here first with the scout.
I mean, all they need is basically 40% on point A to win the map, so looks like they will swap anyway.
This is a bunker buster. They're not going to probably run this. They'll probably run multi-DPS.
There we go. Yep. Note the one swapping over to the Hanzo now, and we talked about his versatility a little bit earlier. Here's an example of that.
Yep. Has played Hanzo before. Now they're going back again.
Well, this is taking a lot of time off the time bank. Giving up about 40 seconds or so.
All right, they're just going to go Rein 3-3 then. And they're going with the Ana because they've identified correctly there is no Diva on the side of the Chengdu Hunters. So a lot easier to get much more healing into the enemy composition. Yeah. Get the Biotic Grenade exactly where you want it.
Yang Jialong down to sub 50 health already. Gets a hack onto Note. No kills out of that one, though. Yang Jialong going down. He had, like, no health. No one is healing. A big Bio Grenade on the Hunters as well. 4 people, and that's going to be about it. And you can't come back from this if you're the Hunters.
And this is probably what the San Francisco Shock should have done earlier today, is switch over to that Ana versus the Sombra. It's very effective if you land one of those Bio Grenades.
Yep. So, Dallas Fuel tying up this series with a win on the Assault map. And I think we've got a pretty exciting match on our hands. We've seen 2 Game 5s already today. This might be another one halftime when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Nice, dead.
Chasing the
Nice,
cancel.
Winnable, guys.
Nice cancel, bro.
Nice. Noodle!
See, I told you the only thing you have to do is cancel EMP. That's not too hard, is it?
If their Sombra player had a brain, then yeah, it's hard.
That's pretty toxic, bro.
Hey, now it's a little spicy.
Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. It's
Was that
just a
Zachary?
little bit of trash talk.
Is that a little bit of trash talk coming from Zachary?
Was it Zachary?
A little bit.
I'm pretty sure it might have been Zachary.
No, I don't know.
They're going to shave your fro,
no,
bro.
it's-
Watch
no,
out.
it's a wholesome boy. He wouldn't have been trash talking.
Never. We got to talk about this game because it has been so fun to watch so far. A lot of new comps coming out, a whole lot of Jinmu in the first map. Let's take a look at some of these moments, guys, from the early action in this series. But coming into today, I thought this was clearly Dallas to be the heavy favorites in the matchup. Things immediately went in favor of the Hunters. What did we see on this first match?
Well, for one, they're not running G Sheeran, which they were doing in the previous series. It seems like Ameng is the guy that they're sticking with. This is what we were talking about in the Watchpoint pre-show today. We were trying to talk about and decide, what should the Chengdu Hunters do moving forward. I'm glad they're sticking with Ameng here, showing some great success. That's
so
Unco's so dirty.
Unco's actually having a hell of a series. He is doing so much work, particularly against the Sombra when they're running kind of the diva-less compositions. But Chengdu have also been running a lot of the Pharah Sombra compositions, even on Paris, and it was actually doing pretty well. Dallas has struggled with it a little bit. I think Note was struggling to deal with Jinmu on the Pharah, but eventually they grounded their way through Paris.
And this is where we're starting to see, I guess, the rise as well of Sombra compositions across the board from all these teams. As I say that, both teams playing the triple tank, triple support. But we're just starting to see a lot more teams playing and defaulting over to the Sombra because they're finding it much easier to try and take advantage of, I guess, the kit and ability she has to her. But
EMP is pretty powerful.
I don't even remember this play. The little Neptuno play coming out.
This was so good. This was so good from Yveltal. He actually cancelled the res as well from closer.
So
goes
good.
on and gets another 3 kills.
That's a Mercy top 10 play.
This was beautiful
Yeah.
from Zachary as well.
Well,
that
that's
was
what
when he was calling him
Yeah,
out.
that's what he was talking about. The cancel of the EMP from Yang Xiaolong. Really, really solid stuff.
Some big individual plays, but a very tight matchup so far at the half. We're all tied up 1-1, and the Hunters, they've shown us a number of different looks. But break it down for us, Josh. What do we see here?
Basically, do not play GOATs, triple tank, triple support if you're the Hunters. I mean, this is what we've known for a while. Here it is in terms of the numbers. When they play those 2-2 comps where they have either the Pharah Sombra or they have some other ridiculous stuff like the double sniper comps, that's where they're finding their wins.
That's the 2-2-2 one, in case you couldn't read this little 2-2-2 down here.
Yeah. But they also play a bunch of other stuff as well to a reasonable level. It's just they can't go head-to-head in the triple tank, triple support. Now, Dallas know this, but they're still getting caught off guard by some of their comps because who do you practice against? There's only Chengdu that runs that kind of stuff.
We were talking to Jane. He said this is the most frustrating time of our stage. We're playing Chengdu, then we have to play Vancouver as a totally different style, and then we go back and we play Chengdu again. So prepping for these matches has not been easy for the Dallas Fuel. We got to check in with the community, though, guys. A lot of hype plays throughout this match up to this point. Seems people are loving it online.
Yeah, the whole day as well. The whole day has been crazy. We started with an unbelievable upset as with the Outlaws.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, Jonak loved the Outlaws
Love to see
upset
it.
over San Francisco. Linkser, I love this one. Totally caught him off guard here. And then, of course, keep it coming. Linkser was shocked by their victory. Baby Bay frustrated with his match against the Dragons. That went to a Game 5 as well. And, of course, Mazda. I am beater. GG's.
I can appreciate that, and I can also appreciate this.
This was so good.
Yeah.
This was right before Yang
the
Xiaolong
3K.
got that 3K flashbang as well.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Love it, guys. Dallas Fuel is in the house. We saw Jay running around with his camera. Hey!
That's brutal. I mean, we're only halfway through the series yet. It's not even over.
I know. They're
most
already
tweets
coming out
like
with
this.
the spicy trash talk.
Little
Trash talk from
banter.
the players, from the social. Now they've just actually got to follow it up and win the series.
It'd be
Absolutely.
very funny if they don't know.
Speaking of, you guys both went Dallas. You were wrong in your first pick. You were right in your second pick, but barely in that Game 5. Where does this one end up? You guys can flip at the half if you want, Brett.
I felt like this was probably going to be the closest series of the day, honestly, between these two teams. Despite what we've seen out of Chengdu recently, I had a feeling they were going to rectify their mistakes. Dallas as well have been slipping as of late. So, again, still up in the air, realistically, going forwards. Paris is a unique map. It's weird in the way it's played. It's so new that teams are still getting adjusted to it. This game is still anyone's.
I think Dallas are going to be able to find themselves over the course of this series, though. I think that first map really threw them off, and now they're starting to get to grips with the compositions that Chengdu are running. And once you get in the flow of it, they seemed pretty confident when we, checked in with the teams as well with their comms. I think they're going to be fine in the second half here. I'm still feeling pretty confident with Dallas.
Still feeling good? All right. True or false? Unco is getting MVP if Dallas wins.
If he carries on like that,
I would say so.
Yeah.
Pay attention, production. We call it out right here at the half. That is going to do it for us. When we come back, it's a big game 3. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Welcome back from that lovely halftime show. We are all tied up between the Dallas Fuel and the Chengdu Hunters, but man, Unko putting on one of the best Ana performances I've seen in a long, long time on that one, despite the fact that pretty much the entire strategy for part of that map was to specifically kill Unko. He not only survived, he came back and made the Hunters wish they had never entered the server. So there he is on your screen right now. Great Ana play from him so far today.
Yeah, also flexing back onto that Roadhog, which has long been a pocket pick of his.
Yeah.
And so delivering on the picks that they needed in order to take that first attack against the Chengdu Hunters bunker craft.
But let's look at that Ana.
Let's look at it.
Out the stats. There we are. 4 final blows. But look at only 1 death on Paris. That's really difficult to do.
Yeah, and 7 enemies left too. A lot of those coming against difficult to hit targets like that Pharah at crucial junctures for the team. So Unko having a good night so far.
And a stat that rivals Earth or Fire Strike kills in importance. Bio grenade kills.
Yes.
When the bio grenade delivers a final blow, that's a big one. You had 3, you can get more. Paris taken by the Dallas Fuel. Now we are going to Hollywood for our hybrid map. Chengdu Hunters will be on the attack first. And then Dallas will get their shot as well. Unko over on the Zenyatta this time, as it is a pretty normal Reinhardt 3-3 for the Fuel. Hunters, though, their normal is completely different.
And they're going to roll out here. Yang Xiaolong on the Tracer. This is a heavy flanking composition. Elsa now taking over the Sombra duties. Going to try and get in the back line and pick off one of the vulnerable supports for the Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, Yang Xiaolong looking to find some action in the back lines. Oh my gosh, Unko got the armor pack just in time. Now Closer chasing him down, displacing the Tracer.
Yeah, now they know the armor pack is down though.
Yep, true enough.
Be back up soon enough, and They're going to keep pushing on through. They're corralled right now, the Dallas Field. They're chunked out and corralled inside this building.
Yeah, and Jinmu basically has him locked down as well. If they try to come out, he's going to hit him with those rockets. AKM down to like 20 health remaining. They need to keep their Zarya up if they want to have any chance of holding this one, but it's already nearly 2 ticks, and Jinmu has a barrage. Can they finish it? I think Dallas might be in a bit of trouble here. The second tick taken, and Uncle with another big pick, this time with the Zen onto the Pharah. Goodbye, Veltal, and man, they barely held on to that one.
They did, but they have to hold on with the EMP coming into them in the next fight.
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, 2 ticks already taken, so it doesn't even take that much of a win to give Hunters the point.
Yeah, especially when you're running this kind of composition that can zone them off of the point so effectively with Jinmu's rockets.
Right.
And the fear of that EMP is going to be a trick here for the Dallas Field to hold on.
Oh, if you saw the Outlaws game earlier, you should fear the EMP barrage that's happening somewhere right now. No, just a barrage. Jinmu down by AKM. Uncle with the Transcendence. Things getting a little bit wacky. Yang Zhaolong hits AKM with that Pulse Bomb, though. So the Hunters still in it, and now with the kill onto Zachary, they might be able to turn this one around again. This is a bizarre fight, but it's going the way of the Hunters so far. They thrive in chaos, but can they thrive now that the sound barrier is out? It didn't keep Note in his mech, and now closer down as well. So, Hunters able to take point A in the end, it seems like.
They're so close right now. It's the last scrap here. OG
Yep,
finally falling. A couple more seconds taken off the clock, but it was inevitable that Chengdu was going to take that one.
3K for Jinmu at the end there. Yang Zhaolong swapping over to the Widowmaker for a second point. This is looking like kind of an old school Hollywood point B strat where you use those long sight lines in the high ground.
Yeah, that's not something that we see too often these days.
I like it though.
Yeah, maybe we'll be trying to punish Unko here that has made the change over to the Ana. So sniper versus sniper.
Oh, EMP into a big slam from Ameng down onto the Dallas Field, and Unko cannot survive it. There's the minefield now. Didn't quite have it earlier, but it takes out Closer anyway.
That turned out to be a really good swap.
Good enough, yeah.
The EMP opened up the opportunity to hit the shots for Yang Zhaolong. As he's going to, toy with Note a little bit. He's actually just going to let Note walk away. If that was going to be the strategy, probably shouldn't have let him charge up so much in that 1v1.
Yeah, that's true. And it's a tough 1v1 to take sometimes because that Widowmaker can die to the Mini Diva.
Definitely a possibility, but I love that comp that we saw from Chengdu, just taking advantage of the lack of barrier, lack of defense matrix, and trusting in Yang Zhaolong to hit his shots. Infrasight now up, so they can see all the members of the Dallas Field with that Widowmaker ultimate.
Barrage time. There's a nice hook on Veltal, though. OG capitalizing, but Jinmu comes in with 2 before taking himself out on the shield of Note, or perhaps just the body of Note as well. Hard to tell. Dallas Fuel losing a few people, though, in the process, but they got the ultimates, and that is a shatter that hit Elsa, I believe. There's a nice pin to follow it up. Wow. There we go. And Elsa dying just before he gets his EMP. The fight seemed like it was kind of winding down anyway, but that's something that they'll have on the next one at least.
It could have gone differently if Elsa had been able to build up that EMP, like you say. And Kyo, he panicked a little bit, popped the Transcendence when the shatter hit Elsa, but he can't stop the instant damage from the charge with the healing over time. So it ends up being a kind of wasted ultimate on the side of Chengdu.
Yeah, you're just transcending with like Jazz Hand Zenyatta while your teammate gets slammed into a wall. That's no fun. EMP coming down. It's a lot of members of Dallas. AKM the first to fall, and he's not going to be the last. Zachary gets a hook, but no kills off of that one, and Ameng with another nice minefield to cover the payload. This should set up a pretty smooth point B take for the Hunters.
Clean EMP minefield combos like we're used to seeing from the Hunters. They see half the team in the doorway there of the Westworld Saloon. So you get the EMP down, you clog the door with the minefield, they have to walk through it if they want to really contest the cart going out the last few meters.
Yep.
Not the easiest thing in the world to do. Chengdu now making some more transitions. They are going to be going back to the Reinhardt and the Zarya, coupled with the Sombra this time. So again, not running the Diva, and that means Unko onto the Ana once again.
Okay. Logical. Dallas engaging again. Earth Shatter ready to go. Will OG use it, though? They're going to engage with the self-destruct, trying to get the shield to turn. No Daiso. Oh, and now as Ameng comes in, the shatter is landed. But where's the follow-up? Unfortunately, it's OG dying, and that payload is still moving.
Massive stun from Jinmu to interrupt the charge there. Coming in from OG, he was trying to get somebody out of the composition and do one of those U-turn charges. Didn't have that opportunity.
A payload's nearly there. And can Dallas even contest? They barely get there in time, but now a big EMP again. OG drops instantly. Sound barrier used, but it's such a short-handed fight for the Dallas Fuel. They need a miracle now. OG swaps over to the Winston. Note already down, Ameng low, but he's got the Zarya shield. Zachary gets a nano boost, turns around, but can't seem to find the kill. He's going to go down. Yangzhou Long nearly fully charged up, now fully charged on that Zarya, and he's got the Graviton Surge as well. There's a big shatter to follow up that Grav, and that is going to be the end of the attack as the Hunters push it across the finish line. Dallas took a little bit more time away from them at the end, but not a bad round for the Hunters.
No, not at all. You know, they ended with about a little less than a minute 40, and that's a pretty good result for Hollywood.
Yeah. Quick break, and Dallas gets their chance to attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Chengdu Hunters get the job done on Hollywood. They finish their attack. They finish it with 138 in the time bank left. Pretty good time for Hollywood. But now the Dallas Fuel with a chance to equalize. So far, so good, though, for the Hunters. I'm glad to see them keeping in Ameng today. We talked about this a little bit before the match began, where, you know, do you really want to be making these tanking experimental swaps during a crucial stage for your season? And I think the answer is probably no. You know, maybe Jichuren is the future for the main tank for this team. But for now, you go with what's been working. Yangzhou Long on the Ashe. Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
It's getting weird. There's a lot of explosives. AoE between the Junkrat and the Ashe, and here we go.
I mean, you do so much. We get a little bit of damage on the way in if you hit that dynamite just right, and that's what he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with this just because Dallas Fuel smashed Chengdu's bunker comp on Paris. So maybe you don't want to do this against a team that's pretty good at doing that. Nope, that got
absorbed, yeah. Defense Matrix took that dynamite away. Amazing how that technology works when you think about it. AKM trying to find shots with that Widowmaker now.
Yangzhou was just hooked, it looked like, down there, but they weren't quite able to get the elimination.
Oh, Jinmu with the kill, and there we go. Now the Hunter's turning this one around. OG at like 1 HP right now, and he's going to get taken out as well. The nice thing with Ashe is that if you expect the Roadhog, the shotgun is a disengaged tool that actually helps you get you out of some pretty tough situations. It's one of the few things I think you can use fairly consistently to get out of Roadhog hooks.
And working there, Zachary. That was absorbed. Eaten by the defensive matrix. Jinmu didn't actually get that much of a charge for his ultimate. Meanwhile, Closer can kind of bully his way in with this Valkyrie. Eviltal about to match in that ultimate category, though.
Yep.
Where's Bob? Give us Bob.
He must do something soon. Zachary pretty low right now. Gets the healing in the end. AKM would really love to get a pick on Yang Jialong before Bob comes out. The 7th man about to join the fray. He's there. He's locked and loaded in the pocket of Ash. He's like basically in the Pokeball right now. Bob, I choose you. Oh, Dynamite, I choose you instead. Dallas Fuel playing it really carefully right now. They're waiting for the engage. Here comes a Riptire. Jinmu gets a kill into Unko. That's a big one. Unko had just used his whole hog, too. Oh, boy.
And now they're going to have to back off one more time. So, that's going to come through with the Dragon Strike, but it's quickly absorbed just by using the Transcendence. So, fast fingers there from Kyo. But there's now no support ultimates. The staggers. Good, though, from the Hunters.
Yep. That Dynamite exploded just a little bit early to do damage to AKM.
Zachary picked off.
The hip fire goes so fast you can just spam it sometimes and pick up some of those kills.
So Ash pick actually working out quite well so far for the Chengdu Hunters.
Well, he's playing it really well, too. This is like definitely some of the better Ash play we've seen in the Overwatch League. With what little we've seen. AKM over on the Sombra now.
Yeah, they're making these changes. They know they only have a minute and a half left. Their big hope is to get an EMP in the next 90 seconds.
I mean, it's doable. It's not easy, but it's doable.
I don't know about that. They're going to have another... By that time...
Oh, that was a great Dynamite. Oh, man. Now Bob is going to do something. Runs in the wall. Self-destruct. OG loses his supercharger. Oh, no. Everyone's DPSing down Bob. The mini-boss is taken out. Zachary does get the kill onto Bob in the end. Chengdu Hunters still with 5 people left. They've lost their mercy, but now they've taken out Unko. Elsa D-Mech. Dallas with a chance here to finally get the payload going with less than a minute remaining. But maybe this Riptire from Jinmu can make a difference. He's got to live. Hack comes in.
Oh, they're not going to have a chance to use it.
I don't know. Do you use it here?
No.
It has to be the best tire ever if you do.
Maybe if they think they can get back in time, but it's only 2 members right now. Chengdu just going to have to save that one. It was only the Mercy and the Junkrat left within striking distance of the payload.
Yeah.
So in the end, Dallas Fuel barely managed to capture point A, but they do not have a lot of time to get through this section of the map.
Yeah, that's already a huge win for the Chengdu Hunters because of how difficult it can be to complete point C sometimes. So, that is a shot. That's one of those things where you watch the kill feed later on and you're like, oh, that was stupid lucky Hanzo. No aim, new.
Well, at least he doesn't have Scatter Arrow anymore. So.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Well, you're literally around a corner.
Oh, all right. That's a good Riptire. Jinmu gets 2, and that's going to let the Hunters get a bit of defensive stability here on the payload.
Yeah, notice Jinmu's actually going to go back to spawn right now and just switch off.
Yeah.
Just wanted to use it for that final push before making a transition. And this revitalized Chengdu, Doa, they may have really struggled up against the Valiant and up against the Charge, but now that they've stopped experimenting and going back to that 3-3, you know, it may be silly and it may not be optimal, but this is the strategy they've been practicing for the entirety of the Overwatch League, and it still may be their best chance of winning as a team.
I mean, in the Hunters playbook, you have like silly greater than optimal. That's pretty much the entire thing. AKM looking for an EMP. Zachary on the Genji now, actually.
Yeah, they're going to see this coming.
All right, EMP Transcendence predicted. OG down already, though. Hunters was really ready. Kyo with a really nice predictive Transcendence, and that's another nice defensive win for the Hunters.
I mean, they saw that translocator. There was ample time. Yeah. It was a super telegraphed play from the Dallas Fuel. AKM basically making the most obvious EMP play you possibly could in that scenario.
Zachary and Jinmu, the only 2 players to have a final blow as Hanzo on Hollywood this season. You want specific stats? There's your very specific stats.
That's right. Welcome to the Han Zone here on Hollywood.
That's right. The Han Zone. Oh, OG takes a couple arrows, a lot of arrows. Ooh, barely escapes with his life. Zachary low as well. Dallas struggling a little bit on this approach. Dragon Strike. Locked and loaded. They're going to fire it in there. And that's going to hit Unko and going to take him out. He can't get out of it. Zachary down as well as Yang Jialong finds a headshot. Yveltal falls to the self-destruct, but the Hunters still get enough kills to be okay.
And Zachary over on the Sombra now. Again, a situation where Dallas Fuel is swapping to that Sombra late. They look really rattled by Chengdu, just constantly mixing it up here. Running a double sniper defense on Hollywood B, which is not something we see in the Overwatch League.
I mean, it's not something we've seen for a long time in the Overwatch League, at least. We saw a little bit last year, but man, Not in this meta.
Not-
AKM.
and-
Ooh, that's good for Jinmu.
They're going to have to use their res early. That really hurts if you're the fuel.
Yep, pretty much.
They don't have ults to use here.
I mean, it's so dangerous. Either one of these snipers gets a pick, and it's basically game over for the fuel on this map.
Well, it's also the overtime. They have to stay on the payload, and there's
Yeah.
a minefield ready for Ameng.
And there it is, AKM down. Kyo, though, taken out in response by Zachary, so the Zenyatta out of the way. The res comes in from Yveltal, though. That payload, they need to keep somebody on that. Unko tries to get to it. Note has to retreat to the payload, but now he's on his own, and there's too many kills coming in. The Hunters have this defense. It seems like this is where it's going to end as Note gets demeched. Dragon Strike comes through. You can't really touch the payload that way. And the Chengdu Hunters will take the lead in this series. Hey, I love watching these guys, man. They're one of the most entertaining teams out there, and it's getting in the win so far.
You know, they do what they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
You're not going to predict what they're going to do in that situation, and it's working for them.
Map number 4 coming up right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
And we're back. Chengdu Hunters, so good. Jinmu, so good specifically. I'm going to start a fan club for him. I'm going to call it the Moo Crew. Are you in the Moo Crew, Monty?
I am. I love the Chung dudes and the Moo Crew.
That's right. Hashtag Moo Crew. It's a new Jinmu fan club. This guy's amazing. He plays so many different heroes. He's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, he was great. Had 18 final blows out of his team's 55 limbs last time. He and Yang Xiaolong actually combined for 32 of 55, which for DPS players right now, not happening so often.
Pretty good. Dorado will be our next map and perhaps our final map of this series if the Chengdu Hunters can close it out against the Dallas Fuel. But the way things have been going today, let me think, Monty, that we might be seeing that Game 5 anyway. Fuel 2-1 on this map. The Hunters 2-1 as well. So,
I'm happy to see the Dallas Fuel just return to the 3-3. I say this all the time, but you can't opt into the Fiesta against the Hunters.
that is...
You never opt in. If they're playing double sniper, wrecking ball, you don't try and outsnipe them. You just play standard. There's a reason why 3-3 is so powerful. It's because if you play it well in those situations, you do have a better opportunity to win.
Pretty much. Jinmu and the Hanzo this time around. He hits the Diva with a Sonic Arrow. Gets a little bit of a vision there. And look at that. Already 45% to a Dragon Strike.
I mean, they're playing quad DPS right now. Yang Xiaolong has flanked all the way around the enemy formation. So
Yes.
Chengdu...
Yes, he has.
It's a Sonic Arrow, too, so he knows where the tank line is.
Yeah. Waiting for AKM to show his face. Oh, he has. All right, yeah, you don't want to use on the Diva. You don't find somebody you can one-shot.
Kyo, the third player on the Hunters, to play Sombra this match.
Yep.
Nelson now playing Tracer. Whatever.
Why not, you know? All right, Jinmu firing a lot of arrows. There is the Dragon Strike. Gets pooped, though. Doesn't quite find the angle he was looking for. They got the kill on the closer anyway, but they lost Ameng. And that was a pretty crucial boop onto Jinmu. That looked like it was a very well lined up Dragon Strike before that happened.
Oh,
there we go.
That's pretty clutch there.
That's how you handle a Widowmaker.
And yeah, Dallas Fuel doing a very good job of staying out of these sight lines. Yang Xiaolong really didn't get anything done despite having like a 180-degree crossfire with Jinmu.
Yeah. All right, Elsa on the Tracer. Nearly has that Pulse Bomb built up. Got it now. Dallas Fuel getting aggressive here.
So
Ameng down again.
So I don't really understand the Orisa here.
Yeah.
Because the Orisa, Dallas Fuel have read this properly now, and they're just realizing that if the Orisa's going to stand at the choke point, just run through the barrier and kill her.
Exactly.
Don't give them any opportunities. They are going to get the res down now.
Yveltal used his ultimate, though, right as Ameng died,
Yeah.
so a lot of that was used rezzing, so you didn't get a lot of healing out of it. Here's going to be a nice EMP from Kyo. Flanking. He's got Dallas in that. They're going to have to come out and contest at some point. Note down, Yang Xiaolong finds the pick. There's the EMP. It's all the remaining members of the Dallas Fuel, and that is the end of the Fuel. They have been ignited, and point A will be taken by the Hunters.
Team kill coming through from Chengdu. Did it take a lot of ults? Yes. It took everything they had,
Sure.
but it doesn't matter. They get the point anyway. Are they going to make any swaps now? Looks like the answer is no. It's quad DPS time for the Chengdu Hunters.
You talk about it using a lot of ultimates, but those ultimates on these DPS heroes build very fast. So
Yes, they
it's
do.
actually okay to just throw everything at your opponent in that situation. That's fine. In fact, I recommend it.
Well, the counter to that is Dallas Fuel now coming back with 5 ults of their own. They didn't commit anything at all to that last engagement.
Hey, I'm not a coach. Just because I recommend something doesn't mean it's a good idea. Ameng down. A hack onto AKM. Closer takes out Jinmu. So maybe now you make some changes because Dallas, again, didn't really need to use any ultimates to win that fight.
No. Well, when they know that Chengdu has nothing, then you could just run at the Orisa. And finally, the Orisa is going to change here. And I think that's the necessary fix. They go back to playing Wrecking Ball. But you know what? Why not Farah as well? Sticking Kyo off of the Sombra.
It's a good point for Farah.
And Yang Xiaolong now switching it up. It'll be on the Sombra. So lots of changes coming through.
AKM, a lot of damage coming in. They're going to take down Ameng. He has died a lot in this series. Yveltal once again using that Mercy ultimate, but unable to keep his tank up.
And unable to get into position to res either. So that ends up not being the greatest Valkyrie.
Yeah. I mean, you want to focus more on the Farah anyway here. Ameng back again. There's the barrage. OG sent sky high, and even the Fire Strike can't do it. Unko needs to finish him up, but the res comes in. Yang Xiaolong down, though. AKM gets a kill there. And during the res, Dallas Fuel able to claim a couple more kills. If you've got a solo healer and they're rezzing, there is 0 healing going to your teammates.
Yeah, and also catching the Sombra with the Graviton Surge, too. Certainly a worthy use of AKM's time.
Yeah.
And abilities. So now Ameng trying to pile drive. Nope, can't quite get down there.
Missed it. It's all right. Dallas Fuel pushed back into the room a little bit there. Zachary taking a lot of damage. Jinmu getting close to another barrage. He builds those so fast.
Yeah, it's really hard at this point in the map because you don't want to be in the courthouse because you can't stop the payload from moving there.
Oh, problems. Ooh, he lived. Yang Xiaolong, though, not so lucky. Barrage for Jinmu available. Transcendence, as soon as that one's done, we are going to see justice from above. I guarantee you.
Waiting for that Matrix? No. Thinks better of it.
My guarantee is sometimes not quite as good as other ones. There we go. Close enough. I'm giving it to myself. Why not? It was close enough. Gets 2 kills. Jinmu forcing back the Dallas Fuel. Nice concussion blast to keep Zachary from getting back to his team easily. More damage in, and now the EMP ready for Yang Xiaolong again.
Yeah, this looks like it will be a completion here of B. Dallas Fuel have to come out. So if Closer can get a good sound barrier here, it might be the difference maker. How fast is Jungle going to use it immediately?
Nice. 4-man EMP. Sound barrier, though, comes out afterwards. Keeps Dallas safe. Good response by the Fuel. What do the Hunters do now? Well, Ameng decided to try to go for the slam, but he got knocked back and couldn't do it. That said, payload getting closer and closer to the end of B. Elsa, they got to keep him in his mech, though.
Just barely do, and that manages to get him to power up the Valkyrie.
That works, yeah. Valkyrie open, Jinmu hacked, but he does have his barrage. As soon as the hack ends, he's going to go for it. Oh, boy, that is a problem for Yang Xiaolong. Oh, and Winston's going back to the moon. Goodbye.
Launch straight back to the moon there.
Yep.
AKM almost to that EMP. Can he get it here as this fight unfolds? He's got it now.
Waiting for the barrage. Will he need it? All right. EMP brings him down. And Zachary sends him even farther down. And we are at 20 seconds right now. The Hunters in real danger of not finishing B here.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's come undone. The Chengdu Hunters have been scattershot when it comes to using their ultimates. It's kind of fallen apart. They haven't been tracking the fuel ults very well. They had an opportunity at the start of that push just to use the EMP, but didn't seem like they knew closer at Sound Barrier. They're coming in again.
I mean, Note got his mech back just in time, and now Jinmu on the Doomfist, another one of his signature heroes, goes in. Nice hit on the closer. That's a rocket punch. You wanted an uppercut to AKM. Jinmu, if you weren't on the Moo crew now, you will be after this round. Oh! Gets Unko. That's point B. I don't even care if they finish this round. That was sick. That was worth it.
You never know when he's going to roll up with that Doomfist.
That's right.
Making some waves right there. Got 3 or 4 kills in the end, but the pickoff's certainly worth it, and the Fist is sticking around for point C. Only about a minute remaining. They're going to take their shot here.
It's going to be the minefield available for Ameng now. Unko on the Moira, still trying to stay a little bit more alive than he has been so far on this map. Here we go.
Ooh, that was a great move. It actually repositioned the minefield as a result. So push back there. EMP coming in. Transcendence there to keep them up.
I mean, completely layered ultimates for the Hunters. So that's going to be something they're maybe going to want back as they try to finish this. They need to get some kills. Coalescence comes in for Unko. Jinmu just waiting. Nearly has that meteor strike built up.
Here we go. Yang Xiaolong knows he needs this opportunity to get in there with an EMP. Everything's on the line here on Dorado for the Hunters.
EMP sets up so many easy kills for Doomfist, too. That's how you want to try to combo this. Jinmu, oh, he got stunned for a second. There's Zachary down, though. There's a meteor strike onto Unko. Damage onto Closer as well. He's going to chase him down. Misses the uppercut, though. Got to back away. No shields for Jinmu. You got to hit those abilities. Meanwhile, the payload nearly there, but Ameng nearly dead. They got to keep him alive. He needs that adapted shielding somehow. AKM gone. Jinmu came back in a hurry, and they might be able to barely finish in overtime. It's just Unko on the payload now. That's it. The Hunters in overtime managed to finish.
Chengdu, the absolute hero of that map, by the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
12 final blows, which is almost half of his team's total eliminations at 27. So when you get more than 50% of your team's final blows, we call it a Fleta deadlift, and he almost did it on that half.
That's what you do if you're the Moo.
A really impressive match for Jinmu, and my God, coming back and hard carrying them out of some desperate situations at the end of B and at the end of C. Got that resurrection in order to get the last few limbs they needed to complete.
And they only needed to roll up one sleeve to do it. Imagine if you rolled up both sleeves. What power he would unleash then.
And see, Fuel knowing that they came so close to an earlier hold on that map. Now, they have to go through the whole thing on Dorado.
It's tough. Dorado is one of those maps that's difficult to finish a lot of times. What are Dallas going to show us here? You know, the 3-3 might be the play, but at the same time, it's just so tempting to play something a little bit crazier. But when you do, it gets risky. Double sniper defense coming out for the Hunters right now.
I mean, it's been working for them. It's probably not great on point A, but it's going to be stronger with the longer sight lines on B. They're going to play a forward defense regardless, though. Try and get a flank. They've been good about setting up those fires. You see Yang Xiaolong and Jinmu opposite each other right now.
Unko wisely going for the Moira. Zachary with the Roadhog. With those DPS heroes, you got a lot of chances for picks if you can land the hooks. Jinmu already landing a lot of damage from on high with this Hanzo. Waiting for the shields to end. Doesn't want to give the Zarya any charge. All right. And that's going to help out Yang Xiaolong. Giving him a little bit of sight here. Tries to get away. Can he do it? He's in big trouble here. No trying to finish him, but he's a long way away. 30. Oh, he gets it just in time. Orb of Harmony saves the day. Meanwhile, Jinmu powered up by Veltal a little bit. It's giving him that extra damage. He's going to have to hop across the gap soon, though.
All right, so they did get the D-Mech. That's a big win right there. Can they take out Zachary? They can.
Oh, yeah. If that Diva gets D-Mech in that situation, It's big. No, he tried to dodge. The DDR was just too hard there, man. It was not a revolution of Dance Dance.
It was not a revolution of
Dance Dance devastation.
hitbox dancing proportions.
That's right. Hitbox revolution. Closer decides to reset.
That was an impressive all-in comeback on the side of Chengdu. 2 support ults up now for them as well.
Yeah.
They'd have to drop the Dragon Strike in that last match. Dallas Fuel scrambling for answers, changing their composition.
Why not?
I mean, this is a low damage comp when you're only looking at the Sombra for damage. Usually not my favorite thing.
99, there's a minefield. Here's the slam. Can he get any kills off of this one? It's not quite, but it does stop the payload cold. Double ultimates again for the Hunters, using the Mercy and the Zen ones at the same time. Don't know about that. Note tries to go for the kill, but Jinmu the one to get the finishing blow into AKM. There's Closer. For some reason, Lucios have like a habit of running into the minefield. I don't know what it is, but we've seen so many Lucios in the league be the person on their team to die that minefield.
You know, AKM on this Sombra, the EMP is great, but the problem is, like, when you're running against the Chengdu Hunters and they've got a lot of low HP targets, you need some form of damage to actually take them out quickly. And you're really reliant on micro missiles from the Diva or AKM getting a cheeky one clip on somebody.
Yeah, that Jinmu hacked. He's in a lot of trouble right now. Nearly has a Dragon
can't kill him.
Keep him alive. That's incredible, actually. Self-destruct. Jinmu down finally. AKM gets him. Oh, Yangzhou Long. No mech for you, Note. Back to the health pack. Closer tried to chase him. Meanwhile, the payload does move. Ameng hacked before he can slam down Yangzhou Long. Taking out Yveltal. Gets the kill into Closer in a bit of supportal combat. Gets a res onto the Widowmaker now as well. But the payload keeps moving.
Jinmu coming back. Is he going to use the Dragon Strike in the choke right here? He has that opportunity. Hack onto Elsa. Finally getting that DMAC.
This is where you would want to use it, but I don't know if the Hunters really have much of a follow-up.
No, I think they're just going to reset right now. Jinmu definitely thought about that possibility.
You can probably fight one more time at the end of A here.
Yeah, Kyo coming back, though. He's so slow on that Zen. That might be the real trick.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can get there in time. He might have to trance onto the payload.
Less than a minute remaining. Ameng comes in hard. They're going to drop the minefield as well. Jinmu's Dragon Strike gets eaten by Note. That's pretty big. Now OG with the Primal Rage. Going to find an option here, but the Transcendence used by Kyo. OG drops back down, much to Hanzo's dismay. Oh no, he turns it around though. And now, Dallas Fuel in a lot of trouble. 20 seconds remaining, and they are Sans main tank. Yangzhou Long has to back away, get a bit of health back again.
They got to keep somebody on the payload, though. That's the issue. They're going to try and get a cheeky res. They get Ameng.
They did. The hack came in, though. Jinmu getting chased. He's got the Dragon Strike. Yveltal down. That res may have cost them the point. I think it did. Everybody getting meleeed.
Yeah, hard call right there. They push it to the very brink, though, Doa. Yeah. And yeah, Dallas Fuel gets some time, but they still have to go through the whole map here. They lost so much time on this A attack. They are going to have to run it basically directly through the rest of the map. They can afford to lose one, maybe two team fights from this point forward.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit when Hunters were the ones attacking, that you need as much time as you can to go into C. Now, the Hunters were able to finish it despite a rough time on A. Can Dallas do it? Another minefield as they just try to delay. There's the EMP hitting a lot of members of Dallas. Self-destruct, no kills. Dallas still pushing the payload for now, and the Coalescence available for Unko. He's going to use it right away as they go aggressive onto Ameng. All right, dodging that self-destruct. Zachary down though. Jinmu found him isolated. And Yveltal, what are you doing back there? I don't know.
He's shooting his blaster.
I guess so. Getting aggressive. I'm surprised to see you there.
So finally, many ultimates dumped from both teams in that. Elsa gets the late elimination onto AKM. Dallas Fuel, they're going to have to come back here with just a sound barrier. They're waiting for Yangzhou Long's infrasight to go away. Elsa needs to get out of dodge, and that he will. Get some nice charge on Yveltal, too. Low on HP.
Unko over to the Ana now, making the swap. Zachary on the Tracer. So the desperation setting in as they have a long way to go. Are you gonna, I guess they're gonna try to get the picks on the sniper with the Tracer maybe, but.
They're trying to run a dive composition or a flanking composition against the two snipers.
Zen doesn't have a whole lot of defense, I guess, in this comp, but I don't know. It's a risky thing, but you gotta do something. Man, that's a lot of damage. Man, OG is dead.
That Winston bubble just doesn't stand a chance against those storm
No.
arrows. It breaks it so fast. Zachary trying to harass the low HP targets. AKM has to translocate out.
Closer, a little bit of trouble. Unko taking shots from on high. Jinmu, man, really owning that high ground now as we are down to less than 20 seconds. There's a Dragon Strike coming through, forces the sound barrier out from Dallas right before their last crucial fight. Here comes the self-destruct. Everybody but Yang Zhaolong able to dodge it, but Dallas feels still getting a bit of an edge here. Jinmu does get the kill onto Zachary, though.
That's such a huge sleep, though. They managed to sleep Eveltal, which means that they're going to buy a little bit of extra time here in the end.
All right, OG, Primal Rage, that just gets him to safety. Back to his team, and AKM has the EMP. Jinmu with the Dragon Strike. That's something that you can use to push the opponents off the payload. Zachary on the Doomfist now. Big EMP onto the Hunters. Don't know if they can survive this fight. It's not looking promising as they lost 2 people with ultimates. Point B taken.
Kyo was not hit by the EMP, but he was 4% away from getting the Transcendence, so nothing to use right there. Jinmu now going to mix it up, and he's going onto the Brigitte.
Okay.
Yang Xiaolong onto the Sombra right now. Big swaps with Chengdu coming in with a massive ultimate advantage through this last point, and just a minute left for the fuel.
That's the thing. All you got to do is delay. You just got to delay, not let them get to the last corner, and you've got a really good chance. Minefield helping out a lot with that right now, and AKM being dead, that helps out the Hunters too. The Dallas Fuel in desperation mode right now. OG cannot survive, or cannot die actually if they want to survive here. Zachary down though as well. Now they're going to lose OG. Dallas Fuel is going to have like one more attack after they get the people back that are going to be staggered here. Like Note.
This is a smart swap from AKM. He died so early, he wasn't going to get EMP. He knows his one chance to win. He's got one team fight. He knows Yang Xiaolong got a ton of charge from chasing down his teammates. Oh, they're going to go for the Zarya. I don't know about that. I think the McCree was good because at least you can stop the EMP maybe.
I mean, the match on the line right now for Dallas Fuel. They need to finish this. Otherwise, it's over. Otherwise, the Hunters take it 3-1. It'd be the first win for the Hunters in Stage 3. We'll see what they can do. Yang Xiaolong can have that EMP in a second here.
They've got to stop this EMP, Doa.
How do you do that, though?
I think the McCree was the answer, honestly.
I would agree, but he's not around. There we go. EMP comes in. It's a lot of members of Dallas. Zachary down to the self-destruct already. Note loses his mech and then loses his life. The sound barrier, only a few members of Dallas yet to even put that on. I don't think OG even got the shield from it. He's not going to last. Celebration Transcendence comes in from Kyo. Jazz hands all over the place. And now that is it. The Chengdu Hunters will defeat the Dallas Fuel.
A much-needed win from Chengdu. They struggled against teams lower in the standings. Now they take a win against the top 6 team in the rankings.
Well, like you said, they needed this. I mean, they're on the outside looking in. As if we're talking playoffs here, they've got an incredibly difficult stage ahead of them. They need every win they can get. This is a big one.
Absolutely massive for them. Jinmu ending with 20 final blows out of 51 for his team. So what a great carry performance from him.
You know, it sets the tone too, because these two teams are going to meet again next week, I believe it is actually. So, you know, that's going to make this match even more interesting.
Yeah, it was so important for both of these teams to take the victory here.
Yeah.
Chengdu, strongest strength of schedule left. Dallas Fuel, second strongest strength of